Alright, hello everybody, this is Axter99. Just got another brand new game on Steam. This thing just launched. Now this is Catacombs of the Undercity. This is another virtual novel. But those of you people that have experience with me on my videos of playing a game like Zombie Exodus, where it's basically just a story and I make choices, and then based on the choice it tells me exactly what happens. In this game it looks like I make choices, but then when I make a choice, the outcome is determined by dice rolls. So, for example, in Zombie Exodus, where I make a choice, and every time if I make that exact choice, my guy blows the zombie's head off, for example. In this game, dice rolls will determine that outcome of a choice I make. So this looks pretty intriguing. I've never played a virtual novel quite like this, where I have played the choose-your-own-adventure type novels, especially as a kid a lot. As a kid, more like Zombie Exodus. So we're gonna find out if this game's any good. It is $9.99 on Steam. It just came out, but its first week you do get 40% off, knocking the price down to $5.99, the exact same price I paid for Zombie Exodus. So we're gonna find out if Catacombs of the Undercity is any good. We'll see if the writing's any good, and see if this game is worth your money right after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're going to go ahead and jump into this. Thanks for tuning in. Now, I want to go ahead and have you guys excuse me a little bit right now because I have a little bit of a cold coming on. It's rainy and cold here where I'm at, and I can feel a cold coming on, so if my voice sounds different, that's probably why. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the extras here. We have options, music, sound effects. Okay, you can restart the book. Okay. Do you want to quit? No. What I want to do is get out of this. There we go. Alright, so maps. Ooh. Wow, this thing has a big old map too. Undercity, but Calais, I wonder where we're at. Alright. Cool. I like that it has a map like that. Let's take a look at, I think it said rules. Yeah, rules. Introduction. Okay. Welcome to Gamebook Adventures. A gamebook is unlike any other linear reading experience you've ever had before, as you get to control the lead character and alter the direction of the story. This could lead you on literally millions of different gamebook combinations as you read through the narrative, meeting and fighting strange creatures and making key decisions that not only affect you, but also the characters you meet on your way. The gamebook you now hold in your hands is one of a number of gamebook adventures set within the fantasy setting of Orlandis and surrounding lands. Be on the lookout for more upcoming game adventure? Yeah, gamebook adventure stories set within this world. Alright, nice. Alright, so how do I go back? There we go. So if I wanted to look at more rules, there are more rules that I could go into. Reading gamebook adventures. Reading Gamebook is easy. Once you've created a character, you will be thrust in the story. The book is broken up into sections which interconnect with each other. Once you have finished reading a section, you will be presented with a number of options to choose from. Once you've made your choice, you will automatically be taken to that section to continue the story. Some sections span a number of pages that require you to turn the pages. This is easily done by either tapping the screen left or right, forwards or backwards, or by dragging the page across the screen, as no doubt you are doing right now. Sometimes you'll see that some links on the page you're reading are not selectable, or will show as a red icon with a... So here, like if I want to turn the page, I can just go here. Oh, I like that. With a white slash through it. This could be for any of the following reasons. You must first complete a fitness or skill check. You must first take a random roll, or make a random roll. You must first complete a fight, or you require a particular item or lack of to go through that section. Example, a key for a locked door. Could be you require particular knowledge or lack of that to go to that section, etc. You were told about a secret passage by someone, and maybe I wasn't paying attention, for example. Or you require a particular ailment or lack of to go to that section. For example, you might have a disease. or you have already been to this section and cannot return there. If you encounter a blocked link, you may wish to go back and reconsider your actions prior to arriving at that page, as it could be important. And then again, it could be a trap. It's all up to you. This sounds really, really cool. Turn to rolling your character. Creating your character is simple. First, to give yourself a good name. Your character has 4 main traits that you need to be aware of. These are vitality, fitness, offensive, and defensive. You need to roll your vitality and fitness by tapping the screen or by shaking your device when prompted. Your offensive and defensive are automatically set for you according to what items you have. Depending on what difficulty you have selected at the beginning of the book will determine how many dice you have. Vitality, in classic or adventure mode, this is determined by rolling 4 dice and adding 24 to the total. In casual mode, we have made things a little easier for you by making you roll 2 dice and adding 36 of the value, so you get an automatic 2 6s for 2 of the 4 dice. Okay, that makes sense. So increasing your chances of a higher vitality by doing that. It makes sense. This value is important to you in the game book because if it reaches 0, then you're dead. The higher the value, the better. Fitness in classic and adventure mode, this is determined by rolling 1 die and adding 6 to the total. This value represents how fit and agile you are. In casual mode, you do not roll, but instead are giving a maximum value of 12, again taking an automatic 6 for that 1 dice. There will be key moments in the story and during battles where you will need to test your fitness. The higher the value, the better. Offensive off, this value is directly related to the weapon you're using. You'll start with a particular weapon, or perhaps none at all, depending on your story. As you find better weapons in your adventure, your offensive value will increase to a maximum of 6. Okay? And defensive, this value is directly related to the armor you're wearing. You will start wearing particular armor, perhaps none at all, depending on your story. You will find better armor in your adventure. Your defensive will increase to, again, a maximum of 6. There is also a shield modifier, which can affect your defensive value, that is explained in the next section. Turn to your inventory. You can pick up inventory items, all recorded in your inventory, which you have access to any time by touching the backpack icon at the bottom of each page. I like this. This is really cool. This sounds like, Zombie Exodus, but with the added game dice and inventory and stuff like that. So actually you have stats and everything like that, like a real RPG, plus you have a story-driven game. This sounds really, really cool. These game books, as they call them, these might be something that I play more on my channel if this one is good, especially. This is my first game book adventure, by the way. So hopefully, if you guys ever play these, you already know what this is about. But if you're someone like me and you've never seen one or played one, hopefully this will give us both a better idea of what these games are about. Now, the big question right now is, how good is the writing in this particular book? Because that's going to be a big determining factor on how good this overall game is. Let's see here. Okay, so we can find our vitality and fitness values as well by going into the backpack. If you return to the main menu in this way, you will not lose what page you are on when you resume reading. Sometimes these widgets may be hidden, so touch the middle of your screen to make them appear, kind of like this. Where is it? Middle of the screen. There we go. Okay. Once the backpack is touched, your inventory character sheet will slide onto the screen. Depending on how full your inventory is, you'll be able to slide the sheet up and down. That makes sense. At the top of your inventory, you will find your character stats. Before you, you'll see the last 3 sections: currently equipped, what you're currently wearing. Currency shows how much money you have, things you can use. Shows you any items that can be used. These items are generally healing items. Depending on what else you have picked up, you may see some of the other sections. List items that you have picked up during the adventure or carry, things you can do, things you know, and ailments, if you required any illnesses, etc. Perks, if you have any active spells or basically buffs, and companions, list any people or creatures that might be traveling with you. This sounds really, really cool. I'm excited to go ahead and get into this, guys. So let's go ahead and jump back here. And I think we've read enough. We could go back in and read more of the rules, but I think we're going to figure this out as we come along. And we're going to go ahead and jump into Catacombs of the Undercity right now. I'm pretty pumped. I just hope the writing is really good, because that's going to make this game really awesome if it is, I think. Alright, click to continue. Choose your difficulty. Before beginning your adventure, you must choose your skill level. Classic, for the true hardcore gamer hero, play GA, how it was meant to be played, where your fate rests on the judgment, skill, and bit of luck. Starting mentality is calculated by adventure, or the relaxed adventure, that makes things a little easier for you from the start by retaining some challenge. Retaining vitality is automatically. Yeah, we don't want an automatic 48. We're not going to go for the automatic super easy level. Let's go for classic. Okay, so turn the page here. Casual. Free choice button. You can unlock all links irrespective of whether they are available or not. So you can easily negotiate tricky parts of the story where you can require certain items to skip around. Heal me button. If you're in the casual, you get these buttons. A free choice button and a heal me button. You're able to heal yourself at any time, so you never run out of vitality. No, we're not going to go casual. We're going to go for classic, basically the hard difficulty here. Even though I've never played a game like this, I feel confident that, you know, if I die, I die. You know, I'm gonna take that risk. You've chosen classic mode. You must now create your character. Choose a name. Let's choose a name. My name will be Danfire. Danfire, that sounds good. I don't know, I just kind of randomly made that up. Alright. So I'm Danfire. You will now determine your starting vitality. Vitality is calculated by rolling 4 die and adding the total of 24 for a maximum of 28 or a maximum of 48. Alright. Roll your vitality. Oh boy, guys, this is going to suck if I roll some low numbers. So, come on, 6s. We need 6s. Oh man, look at the 1 and the 2 and the 2. That's terrible. Your roll of 11 with 4 dice, that is horrible. So if I die, we're going to know why right now. Your vitality is 35, or it could be 48. Well, we're going to take it. There's no option to re-roll here, so you don't get a second roll on these things. Obviously, I could go back and restart over, but I'm not going to do that. That's being a wimp. Next up is fitness. Now you must roll your fitness. Fitness represents how fit and agile you are. There will likely be key moments in the story during battles where you'll need to test your fitness, so we really need a high number here. Come on, we need a 6. Come on! Oh no! Oh no! I'm terrible. I'm like a total nerd, like uncoordinated, like loser bastard with only what 33 health or whatever, 35 health. Yeah, I'm sucking so far. You have bookmarks that you can use. Tap the center of the screen. Bookmarks will appear in the upper right corner. Bookmarks will also allow you to save your game at any point. All right. In classic mode, you only get 6 bookmarks, so use them wisely. All right. So we'll have to remember that as well. The 24th day of February, 775 dawn years. Throw them in the pit, snarls the leader of this motley band of thieves, a tall yet fat man with thinning gray hair who is clad in rich purple robes. The man takes up an ornate staff and prods you painfully in the ribs. Hands grab your wrists and ankles and heave you towards a gaping black hole in the chamber's brick floor. Wait, you cry. I'm innocent. Sure I am. No, I probably am. I didn't do it. Silence, scum, says the thieves' leader, slapping you across the face. You lot are all the same. Come back from slaying some sorcerer and saving the world, and then run out of money because you blew it down at the taverns. Then after some time, you most likely start thieving in the marketplace against explicit guild law. You deserve to die. Whoa. So they think I was thieving, huh? After slaying a sorcerer and saving the world. But then I ran out of money and because I was down at the taverns. That's what he says anyway. The leader is Valvidios. There we go. So the leader is Valvidios, thief master of the Red Hand Guild, one of the Undercity's most infamous criminal brotherhoods. You are but a lowly adventurer and sometimes thief who has been caught up in a mob scene at the market and wrongly accused of pickpocketing. So see, I didn't do it. It says wrongly accused. Before you could even be arrested by the Orlandis militia, you were grabbed by the guild's watchers, stripped of your belongings, and imprisoned in an abandoned building that doubled as a thief den until Valvidios and his cronies arrived. Here, boss, says one of the cronies, a gaunt thief with a long black whiskers and a bandolier of razor-sharp throwing knives. Why don't we just kill him right here and be done with it? Have you got no imagination, Gilo? Says Valvidio, shaking his head. We're not like those dull-minded assassins from the Band of the Dark Blade. We do things with style and meaning. Right, Orsio? Right, Orsio? Correct, sir. This is a small man in a brown robes with a black cloth skull cap that marks him as a priest of the Shadow God. Our Lord of Shadows demands sacrifice this month, but what better way to deliver that than to toss this unfortunate into the sewers beneath the city? But what if he lives? Says Gilo, stubbornly. What if he makes it to the Undercity? Uh-oh. He won't make it to the Undercity, says Valvidios. But just in case, you're going to be down there waiting for him, Gilo. Uh-oh. Gilo grunts in annoyance. Valvidio signals to the brutish troll bodyguard standing immediately behind you, who is holding your neck with one hand while cradling a crossbow in the other. Heck, the honors, if you please. Thak, the troll, shoves you into the pit, and you fall screaming through space to land with a splash in a pool of water whose stench makes you retch. You are in a high-ceilinged chamber with tunnels leading off in all directions. Suddenly, there is a screeching noise from above, and you look up to see the thieves drawing the slab over the entrance of the pit, extinguishing your only source of light. You yell at them to stop, but hear only laughter, until this too disappears at the slab blocks, all light and sound. You stand alone in the darkness, entombed by the Red Hand Guild. Will you survive your adventures in the catacombs of the Undercity? Turn to page 296. Alright. Alright guys, I'm not real confident in the dice rolls that I had that I'm going to even make it out of these sewers, but we're going to find out what happens here. It is pitch black. You cannot see a thing, and all you know is that you are standing knee-deep in foul-smelling water in a subterranean chamber, deep under the city of Orlandis. You fight down a rising wave of panic at being entombed in the darkness and try to remember the look of the room in which you have been dumped. There were 4 exits out of here, and that you are sure of. From your right, you can feel the faintest breeze on your face, and your left, the air is even more cloying and stench-laden. If that is at all possible. But wait, could it be? Directly ahead of you is a faint light bobbing about some distance away in the blackness. At exactly the same time, you suddenly become aware of the unmistakable sound of some large creature behind you, grunting and snorting as it wades through the muck. Oh my gosh. Alright, so this is scary already. Already it looks like we're going to have a fight. It looks like something is going to attack us, and we're going to have to use our mighty agility, our mighty uncoordinated agility that I rolled, to try to escape this creature. Oh boy. Which way will you go? Okay, I thought I'd have a fight before I even got to choose. Straight ahead and towards the safety of the light, 82. Do you turn back and confront the creature, 761? Hell no. 761. I like how it gives page numbers here. That's a high page number. There's a lot of content here. Just going to the right and into the breeze sound like a good idea, 440. Or shall you go left to the foul-smelling air, 378. Alright, I've never played one of these books, but I'm thinking the safety of the light. I think that's kind of a trap, is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's like too good to be true. I don't want to go towards the foul smell. That sounds bad. And I certainly don't want to fight this thing with the low agility which I've rolled. I'm hoping there's some way I could increase that in this game, but I doubt it. But we'll see. So I definitely don't want to fight. This is out, most definitely. That's the first one crossed out. You know, kind of like multiple choice when you're in school and you cross them out because you don't have a clue what to, pick. Well, this is the same situation. I just have to use an educated guess here. So this one's definitely crossed out. So now I'm down to 3. I think this one's too good to be true. This is the next one I'm going to cross out, to be honest with you. The safety of the light, next one to be crossed out. I think that's too good to be true. That's too easy. So now I have the foul-smelling air, or I have direction going to the right where there's a breeze. Well, if there's a breeze coming through, I'm hoping that maybe it's outside air coming through the tunnel somehow. So I think I'm going to go that direction rather than going towards the stench. Oops, I went backwards. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go towards the breeze. You turn right and head into the darkness, enlivened only by the faintest of breezes that plays on your face. The tunnel twists and turns, and suddenly you see a flickering light up ahead. You enter a long cavern-like chamber that is lit by several guttering torches mounted in sturdy wall brackets. The floor is a deep, steel pool of black water, and at the far end of the pool is a huge steel grate through which the breeze is escaping. The air is now tainted with the faintest smell of sea air. You must be close to the port at the docklands of Undercity. You notice to your left that there is another tunnel that exits the cavern. Well, we're going to take that, of course, right? You now have the following options. Take the torch from the wall by turning to 711. Investigate the steel crate by turning to 144. Or leave by the tunnel to your left by turning to 205. Well, light would be a good thing. So I'm hoping that if I take the torch that I'll be able to kind of be able to see the steel grate better. So let's do that. Retrieving one of the torches is tricky as you attempt to wrestle it from the wall mounting without being burned. Ooh, wow, I didn't realize it was so risky. Finally, you manage to pull one free. What will you do now? Do you want to investigate the steel grate, or do you prefer to leave? Let's go ahead and investigate that steel grate real quick. Might as well, should just take a second, right? As you wade through the pool of water and towards the grate, it seems that the water becomes noticeably deeper, and soon it is up to your waist. Suddenly, something wraps itself around your ankle and attempts to pull you off balance under the surface of the pool. Make a fitness check. Ooh, I like this. This is like D&D. This is like the virtual novel that I was reading with Zombie Exodus, but it's got D&D mixed in where you're... Now, I never played any D&D, really. I played it a very little in the Navy, but it was actually a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Where you make dice rolls to do certain fitness checks and stuff like that, and you have a health that you have to roll at the beginning and stuff like that. So this is definitely D&D mixed in with a, a virtual novel. So I'm really liking this so far, and the writing, while maybe not as good as what Zombie Exodus is, the writing is definitely good enough to pull you in. I mean, I'm already into this big time. So make a fitness check. Something pulling around her ankle from underneath the water. Oh boy, and I have that 7. So I assume I need to roll under a 7, because if I had rolled a higher number, my fitness would be like 10 or whatever, and that would be easier to roll under a 10. So I'm thinking that I want to roll under a 7. I'm guessing. We'll find out. All right, make a fitness check. And I rolled a 4. Yeah, okay, so yeah, you rolled a 4, which is less than your fitness value of 7. That's exactly what I want. You definitely passed the fitness check. Excellent. Woo! Yeah, I did not want to be pulled under the water there. So I lucked out there. Notice that I can't even go here for a fail. The only option is to do the succeed. So if I had failed that, my only option would be to find out what happens by being pulled under the water. I'm really liking this. This is fun. You manage to maintain your balance. Ooh, look at that. And with a desperate lunge, you aim a kick at whatever is gripping your leg. You are rewarded when your foot strikes a fleshy mass underwater, and your ankle is immediately released. However, an explosion of bubbles in the pool indicates the thing is rising to the surface. You have a brief glimpse of a warty, brown, octopus-like head with glittering black eyes breaking the surface. Ew. Before the water is churned up with a claw-tipped tentacles reaching forward to ensnare you in their muscular grasp. It is time to do battle. Oh no. Oh no, I gotta fight this thing with my uncoordinated 7 self? You must fight. So I can't even go either here. I gotta fight first. This is cool. Except that I have that 7 fitness, whatever. Draw your weapon. You must fight. Okay, I have a fitness check and combat options. What's this? Quick dice, music. Okay. You have nothing that can be used. Fitness check. I've already done that. So, what is this on? That I failed. You rolled a 9, failing. You lose 1 from your next rolled highest dice. Uh-oh. So now my only option is to attack. So by doing a fitness check, it looks like I could have gained a bonus in the fight. Instead, I lost the fitness check, so I'll lose 1 to my next highest dice roll. Oh man, my next rolled the highest dice. I attack with a 1, so I got a 0. Keefathod moves to block the attack. So he can, and this is going to be based on his stats. They have stats in here for him, the game right here. Yeah, his defense is only 1. His offense is only 2, and he only has 10 health. This is really, really cool. Where you notice my offense and defense is 1 here. My fitness is 6. I guess that's because of the 1 I rolled a minute ago. Okay. So now I have to defend. And I rolled a 5. Okay. Kefathod dodges and takes no damage. Sephathod attacks. He rolls a 5. So now I'm assuming I either have to roll higher or lower than him. Let's go ahead and attack. Alright, roll a 5. You must defend yourself. Defend. A 1. You've been hit. You take 5 damage, and the damage comes off right here. Get ready to attack. Boy, I'm rolling some low numbers here. So you want to roll high when you attack, and you want to roll low when you defend, it looks like? Or do a fitness check? Okay. Let's do a fitness check again. 3. You roll a 3 passing, you get +1 to your next rolled highest dice. Okay? And I needed it. Cephalopod moves to block the attack. He's still at 10. Defend. 6. He dodges and takes no damage. He attacks. Fitness check again. Oh man, it was going to be a 6. I would have made it. Now I failed. Alright. 5. You must defend yourself. 5. You dodge and take no damage. Good. So his offense, all I have to do is roll above a 2 and I will defend myself. I see how this works. Okay. Now I get to do an attack. Let's do a fitness check again. See if I can roll under a 7. Nope, of course not. So I lose 1. And there's my attack. It's a 2. And I lost a point to that. So he's able to block the attack. So I still haven't done any damage to him. It's quite a fight. Both of us are uncoordinated. Cephalopod dodges, takes no damage. Fitness check. Okay, I rolled a 2, so I pass, so I get +1 in my next dice roll. And that is 8. So I must defend myself. 5. So I got higher than his 2 there. And I dodge and take no damage. Now it's my turn to attack. A 1. Come on. So now he's going to roll. He rolled a 1. He dodges and takes no damage. He attacks. Alright, he rolled a 12. Critical hit, +2 damage. You've been hit. You take 14 damage. So that's how much damage I took. Anytime the dice are red, that shows how much damage you're taking. And critical hit, because it's 2 6s, I guess. You take 14 damage. I am sucking. I'm down to 16 health. Alright, attack. I should have hit him there. No, I did not. He moves to block the attack. His defense is only 1. I rolled a 3, but I still didn't hit him. Maybe that's based on my coordination too. Alright, defend. 4. He dodges, takes no damage. That would be his damage modifier, I think, but he took no damage anyway because I missed. Okay, so he attacks. He rolls a 6. You must defend yourself from 6 damage. Okay, I see how this works. So I've got to roll under a 7. No, 5. I dodge and take no damage. Okay, here's my defense. Okay, so attack. Alright. Cephalopod moves to block the attack. I am just not ever going to hit him, I don't think. Alright, he is hit. He takes 4 damage. And then he attacks back. So he's down to 6. Okay. You must defend yourself from 2 damage. And I should have succeeded. You dodge and take no damage. So now I attack. I roll a 5. He moves to block the attack. His defense is 4. He takes 5 damage. And now he's down to 1. He attacks. This is 8 damage coming at me. Okay, I'm starting to get the feel of this now. I got 8 damage coming at me, and I need to defend that. And I got a 2, and I've been hit, and I take that 8 damage. Okay, now I'm down to 8 health. Boy, this is quite a war. He is definitely kicking my butt, though. Alright, he moves to block the attack. I rolled a 1, he rolled a 4, so he takes no damage. Okay, I see how this is working. He attacks. He rolled a 7. I must defend myself from his 7 attack. Now, this is how good his attack is. I rolled a 2. That's not going to work. Takes 7 damage. I'm down to 1 now, too. So both of us are at 1 health. I need to hit him. 6. He moves to block the attack. He rolled a 1. He should have been hit. Yeah, deal a crushing blow. Cephalopod is defeated. Boy, talk about a close fight, huh? Wow. Okay, excellent. Alright. Like I say, sorry guys, I'm not a big D&D player, so I wasn't really sure exactly how all those dice rolls are working, but I think I'm starting to get a little bit of an idea of how that works. So, if you kill the cephalopod, turn to 227. The bulky cephalopod carcass floats listlessly in the pool, trailing fluorescent green blood. Hopefully, it was the only one of its kind in this cavern. You can now investigate the steel grate by turning to 344, or you could leave by the tunnel on your left. Let's go ahead and investigate that steel grate. The grate is a thick steel fixture extending down from the far cavern wall, and it appears to block a narrow tunnel through which the pool of water drains slowly. There may be a gap between the bottom of the pool and the grate, but you are already up to your armpits in muck and cannot tell for sure without submerging. However, the sea breeze from beyond the grate is definitely stronger. Do you want to leave by the tunnel on your left, or do you want to dive to the bottom of the pool and check the bottom of the grate then? Let's go ahead and check my... if I check my backpack, it should give me my stats. Yeah, I'm still at only 1 health. I have a lit torch. Things you know, Red Hen Guild, or infamous RHG, Red Hen Guild leader, is called Vivelios. I like that. It kind of gives you notes as you make your adventure. That's really cool. Orcio is a shadow god priest. That's really, really awesome. Okay. So, we might as well submerge and see if it, see if there might be a passageway or a way to get under this gate. I kind of doubt it, but we're going to go ahead and take that chance. Obviously, the torch is going to go out if we dive underwater, so I don't know what we're doing with the torch, but we're going to go ahead. You know what? Actually, if we could put the torch back on the wall or put it somewhere where it's not going to get flooded out. If we go underwater right now, I have a feeling our torch is going to go out and then we're going to have no light again. But we're going to go for it. To do this, you must make a fitness check. I kind of had a feeling that was coming. Alright, so boom. Hell no, I failed. You rolled a 9, which is not less than a fitness value of 7. Sadly, you failed the fitness check. Oh well. Okay, so I fail, and what happens? You find a small ledge and rest your belongings on it. You take a deep breath and submerge yourself beneath the foul water. Feeling with your hands, you find that the grate is fixed firmly to the floor of the cavern and there is no escape route here. However, your hands also brush over the unmistakable feel of a human skeleton, whose cold dead fingers become accidentally entangled with your clothes. Oh boy. Panicking, you struggle desperately and release the last of your air supply. Finally, thrashing violently, you pull free from the drowned skeleton's deadly embrace, and you rise to the surface of the water. Your lungs are burning with a lack of air, and you lose 1 fitness point. Oh no, I lost a fitness point? Now I'm down to 6? That sucks. Wiping off the muck, you retrieve your belongings and leave the cavern through the only other option, the tunnel to our left. Alright, boy, that's not good. We already started low with a fitness of 7, now we're down to 6, and we can prove that right here. Yep, that's terrible. Alright. So turn to page 205. Do you have a torch? I do. If you do, turn to page 115. Yeah, you wade down a low tunnel that is partially flooded with brackish water. Things keep brushing against your legs, most likely fish or eels. They seem harmless enough. Make a fitness check? Yep, I'm gonna have to make a fitness check. Let's hope I pass it. I need under a 6. This is gonna be basically out of a 50-50 chance. And I failed that. You rolled an 8, which is less than your fitness value of 6. Sadly, you failed the fitness check. And I have to turn here. You are too late, and as you try to dive to one side, a barbed harpoon comes flying from a concealed hole in the wall and embeds itself in your stomach. You slump to the ground in shock, choking on bile and blood that rises unbidden in your throat. You lose 7 points from your vitality score. Do you live? No. If you do not, turn to page 731. You reach down and pull the harpoon out of your stomach, retching uncontrollably as you do. Your initial verdict was this was nothing more than a superficial injury. It is not until you look down and realize that your injury is very much deadly. You scream for help, but down here not everyone is friendly, and majority of creatures here would prefer if you died. You've lost a lot of blood and are beginning to fade fast. Your eyesight is diminishing and you feel that these are your last moments, and so you usher in a final prayer. Unfortunately, your god is not listening, and he leaves you to rot here in the sewers. Your adventure ends here. The end. So we came to a pretty quick ending here, going with a classic mode. Mainly, I think what did us in here was not only making some choices that probably weren't the best, but mainly that vitality roll at the start, that hurt us. I mean, it probably would have helped more if we would have rolled like a 48 health or whatever. We would have had a high roll and those 4 die for our health. But that 7 fitness or whatever killed us. That's really what did us in. So, it's going to be hard to actually survive this game if you go with Classic and you get low rolls and you don't have a lot of luck like I did in this particular story. But this shows you that this game can be a lot of fun. This is a definitely high recommend for any of you guys that are like D&D fans. You guys like the virtual novels, whatever. I like how you make the dice rolls and those kind of determine your overall health and vitality. It really pulls you into the game a lot more than even a virtual novel like Zombie Exodus. As much as I love Zombie Exodus, this is a really, really cool idea for a game as well. Alright people, so this has been Catacombs of the Undercity. 40% off this week. I definitely recommend this game. I had a lot of fun just playing that once, and obviously the replayability is going to be high. Obviously you're not going to be able to play this game hundreds of hours or anything like that because I'm sure there's not that many options. But it does say with the dice rolls and everything like that, all the different fitness rolls you can do and everything like that, it does say there's millions of possibilities. I don't know if I believe that there's that many, but obviously there's a lot of different paths, that, a lot of different things that can happen based on your decisions and your rolls of the dice. So a lot more luck involved, obviously, in a game like this. So if that's your style, definitely go out and pick this game up. I like Catacombs of the Undercity. I'm definitely going to be playing it again. If you guys want to see me play this game again on my channel, definitely let me know down in the comments below. If this video has helped you guys make a decision on buying this game, definitely leave a comment and let me know. And if you're kind of like me and this is the first game book adventure you've ever seen, let me know as well. I'd like to know that. Be sure you definitely comment whatever it is and let me know what you guys think. I want to go ahead and thank you guys for watching. My first impressions of Catacombs of the Undercity. I like it. So it's hard for me to score because I don't know how many different paths there are and everything like that to take. All I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to give this game 2 thumbs up, especially right now with it being 40% off. I think it's totally worth it. So I'll have the link where you guys can grab this game on Steam right now as well, down below the video. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. This has been Zaxter99. We'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.